Hey Marley, how you doing? What you up to today? It's raining on and off here. It's windy. Weather's kind of shitty. But I just had lunch with my nephews, and the oldest one paid for us. About time. Oh, it's his birthday today. Oh shit, cool. So he's a Taurus. Mm, dang, Scorpio, Aries, and Taurus in the same house. Oh my god. Holy shit. Fucking hell. That's cool though. Hey, as long as you guys get along, that's all that matters. 19 years old, what I would do to be 19 again. I wish. Look, when I was 19, those are some of the best times of my life. That's when I moved. At 19, I moved out. I was in the army. Well, I don't want to. I want to erase the army part. I wish I never went, but anyway, I'm okay with it now because it's over and done with, and I met a lot of decent people. But when I was 19, shit, I was working nonstop, making a lot of money. I had three different incomes. I was beasting. I was doing a lot of things. Shit, 19 years old. Fucking hell. That's too long. That was a long time ago. Many moons ago. Many hoes ago. Many moons ago, yeah. He wants Thanksgiving food instead of cake. Hey, that's a good choice. I don't blame him. Some people don't like cake. They don't give a shit about cake. Me, I love cake. I'd rather have cake than Thanksgiving dinner. I love my cake. Fuck, I can't go without cake. Cake's my life. I wish. Oh, really? Oh, shit. I didn't know that. I spoke to Tanya last night. She came in my live. I was on here like midnight, and she said that she made everybody laugh last night, but she didn't tell me anything like that. I would have put them on blast right in your life. Apparently you did. You caught him and lost it while I was live. Ah, good. What a fucking dickhead. Of course he was trying to throw you off. What a fucking cunt. That's why I don't want nobody to know what I do, because I can't handle that. It's okay if you're pregnant, you can admit it. What the fuck's wrong with this guy? What is he, jealous? Even if you were, you know? Well, you know what guys do. They disrespect you when you wear certain clothes, or you like you don't say nothing to them anymore, or they just want to say certain things to make you mad. So he did it just to do it, obviously, to be a dickhead. Yeah, see, been divorced 5 years and you're still acting dumb. You had a dress on because it was hot. Yeah. So he probably thought you was, covering your pregnancy, maybe. Wow, what a fucking idiot. Honestly, Marley, that's why I'm so glad I don't have like, somebody like that in my life. I do. I'm so glad I've never been married and I don't have kids and I don't have like some possessive fucking ex. Cause my last relationship my ex tried to come back into my life numerous times, and I finally got rid of her. I haven't heard from her in over a year now, and it's like the best thing in the world to not hear from her ever again. It's so nice. Like she finally got the point. And I think also that she must be with somebody. Because when she's with somebody, she leaves me alone. But when she's all alone and nobody wants her dumb fucking ass, she'll come back and like aggravate me and shit. And see, she can't fool me, see. So I'm like, I always tell her fuck off and leave me alone. And she just doesn't. Sometimes she's just ignorant. But I don't really care. She probably watches me from now and then just to see if I have a woman and all that type of shit. She'll probably look at my social media and all that. But I don't post shit like that, nor would I say it. If I was in a relationship right now, nobody would know because I'm not going to tell nobody. Because one, I'm not going to publicize my business to the world because that's when everything goes downhill. Ever since social media has been involved in people's private lives, that's why we have more fucking divorces and more bad things happen. Because social media gives you more access to whores. And that's the bottom line, because Marky says so. Exactly. If you were pregnant, why would you tell his ass anyway? And even if you are, what is it to him? He's not paying your fucking bills. Fucking jackass. That's why I can't handle that shit. I can't handle exes and divorces and all that type of fucking crazy shit. It's bad enough having toxic friends and toxic ex girlfriends and shit like that, and ex clients. Yeah. But I noticed that when I start going on rants like I did last night, like I did yesterday afternoon when I came on here, I went on this rant and like some of the people disappeared because I was like, yeah, because you know I'm fucking indirectly talking about you. People are like so fucking dumb, man. They just aggravate the shit out of me. Of course I rant. The rants are good, especially when you get your point across. What's up, Dan? How you doing, bro? Ranting is good. You get your point across and you let people know that you ain't fucking around. You should know that by now. But some people, but Marley, when people do that, like how he did that to you, it's just their way. And when I was talking yesterday, I was telling everybody that the devil's always trying to get you. The devil always sends people to you that are devilish and want to see you mad, want to see you like angry. Like the devil's always trying to send people to you to like, cause when you're really happy, the devil's like, I can't have this fucking person happy. Like, so they're gonna send a devilish person towards you with negative energy so they can take it out on you to see if they can switch your energy and switch your mentality. Like, you know. So that's what people do. People are just like they want to see you mad. They just can't be like civilized and decent. Like so that's why I like people gotta understand that when people like try to test your energy and your patience and say stupid shit to you, you gotta understand that the devil's working right there. So just like understand that whatever these people say, let it go in one ear and come out the other, and just ignore the person like they're a piece of shit that they are. That's all you gotta do. Not too shabby, Dan. Yeah, mom and dad's doing good. I just had lunch with my nephews, the two youngest ones that are next door. They took me to lunch and paid for it, so that was nice. I had to drive them there, but we had a nice little lunch. We had fish, macaroni and cheese, rice, vegetables. It was pretty good. So they offered to take me to lunch, so I drove them there. We guys had lunch, and then we're back now. So, but the weather's pretty shitty today. It's raining. It's raining on and off, and it's been very windy today. Yeah, I got that Uncle Cred. Yeah, you know what they say to me all the time because I know a lot of people here, right? So they're like, this guy's always speaking to somebody. This guy is always getting somebody to speak to. You know every damn person. Every time you go somewhere, somebody always knows you. And I'm like, well, I've been in this world for 48 years. So obviously I know a lot of people. You guys are only 17 and 15, so you don't know as many people as me. I'm triple your age. So obviously I'm gonna know people. I said, don't worry, when you reach this age, you'll feel the same way. I told him I know people because I was a DJ, so I knew a lot of people. So, and I was in the army, and I knew like hundreds of people because we were all in there. So you feel like my husband thinks he made a mistake by divorcing me, and he's miserable, and he's trying to make me miserable with him. Well, the thing is, Marley, people, if he divorced you, then obviously he probably couldn't control you the way he wanted to, or he probably did something so he probably is not content with himself because most men want to control a woman anyway, and most women now want to control a man. People are all about control. If they can't control you, then yeah, yeah, exactly. You'll never do right. Exactly, you'll never do what he told you to do. Exactly, and rightfully so. You shouldn't. You know, yeah, because who are you to tell me what the fuck to do? Yeah, exactly. That's what happened with my youngest sister. Is that bastard tried to tell her what to do every single day? Like, you can't do this, you can't do that. The last thing that he said that really like triggered all of us is every summertime, like May, June, July, the boys go to a beach volleyball camp. And my sister would get home like it'll be from like 6:30 to like 8:30. So by the time you get home, it's like nine something, right? So he was mad because he would be home already. He'll knock off at like 7 or 8 o'clock or whatever, and he'll be home, and nobody's there to like treat the king home. So then he would say to my sister, "Oh, you guys got to stop playing volleyball because when I come home, nobody's here." And then he was like, "Oh, you shouldn't be playing volleyball anyway. And these guys have got school to go to and blah blah blah." And meanwhile, these kids are on the honor roll. And what about the rest of the kids that are on the beach volleyball thing? So I told my sister, "Are you serious? Like, he told you you're not allowed to go to beach volleyball." Well, you tell him fuck off then. That's what you tell him. And if he has a problem with him, I'll slap the shit out of him. So my sister kept going. And then he got so mad that so the kids were like, "Look, you can't tell us not to go to volleyball. What about the rest of these kids? We're on the honor roll. What the fuck is your problem?" Like, the kids went at him, and then he got so mad that he started to switch, like, and change and act like a little bitch because he wasn't controlling them. And then you don't understand, like, that this means everything to these kids, like. So what about the rest of the kids? Go tell everybody's family go to fuck home then, because you're not home when you're home. Like, go fuck yourself. Exactly, Dan. But he was never a real man. He's a boy, and he always will be a boy. You see, what the problem was this: Mula. His family's rich. So because they pay for everything and they have money, they thought they can tell us what to do. Yeah? Or you keep thinking that. And guess what, Marley? I said it last night that ever since that guy left, he's been gone for 2 years. May 4th is next week Sunday, right? Next week Sunday, I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to have a fucking party because May 4th will be 2 years that bastard left this house for good. And ever since then, the last 2 years, this house, my nephews, my sister, myself, our lives are much better now than it's ever been. See what I mean? That's an anniversary to me. That's a fucking party. May 4th, 2025, next week Sunday is going to be a party. I told my sister, don't make no plans. We're going to eat fucking lobster, steak, We're gonna play music around here. We're gonna celebrate all fucking day. From the time we wake up to the time we go to sleep, we're gonna fucking celebrate. Cause that was the best day of my fucking life till today. Was the day that bastard wrote us, I'm never coming back to this house again. This fucking shit is ridiculous. I haven't even left 100% yet, and Mark's already doing renovations where I was. This is despicable. I say, yeah, we're just letting you know that we don't need you, bro. We never did need you. You think we need your money, bro? We work. We have money. We have a job. You're the one who went bankrupt, not us. And your mommy helps you, pays for everything, and wipes your little fucking dirty ass. You stupid fuck. He's mad because now he has to pay child support. Because my sister said, you don't pay, you're going to court. And now he pays. And guess what? We're living off his dumb ass. Take that, fucking idiot. So next Sunday, if you don't see me, it's the anniversary and celebration of 2 years he's been gone. The best day of my life. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah. Well, the same thing happened with my sister. See, my sister, Dan, that's crazy because people, don't know the valuation of those type of meals, But a lot of people don't understand. Like when I say to people think that I'm rich, right? They think that I'm rich because I live in this apartment and I'm always wearing something different. I have a million hats. I have a new van now. I have a business. I don't really work that much. People think I'm rich. When I tell them when I was living home, right? And in the ghetto where my parents still live right now, right? Go back down to the ghetto right now and go through that fucking ghetto neighborhood and look how many houses have paint on it. Still to today, hardly any. That place still looks like a shithole. The house next to us ain't been painted ever. It's all fucked up. We got trees growing out the fucking roof, chicken coop all stinking and shit. Trees overgrown everywhere, trees up on the power lines. My mom's house is painted because I painted and I take care of the yard. And the house next to us is okay. And the houses down the hill are all ghetto fucking houses. It's still a ghetto. When I was living there and growing up there, they used to say to my dad, "Oh, you live in a shitty neighborhood, but you got your kids in a private school." Because my dad worked 3 jobs to put us in a private school. And the private school back then was $3,000 per child. Now it's $20,000 per child. So there's a difference. Back then, everything was cheaper. But my dad had all 4 of us in private school at the same time. So that was $12,000 a year. You know how much you gotta work to make that type of money? And he told me, my parents tell me a lot of stories now that they never would have told us back then. My dad said he never had $1,000 in his bank account for years. He said the most money he's had in his bank account was before he retired because we were all on our own doing our own things. He said when my first sister got married, he said he took out 10 grand for her wedding, and the husband took 10 grand, and they had a $20,000 wedding. And my dad said he had $500 left in his account after my first sister got married, because he would put her in college in he put my sister in college in Canada for 6 years, and that bitch has a master's and bachelor's degree and has been a teacher for 25 years, and she don't give my parents nothing. She buys them a newspaper every day. You know how much a newspaper costs in Bermuda? $2. That's all you do for my parents. And now, because my dad's all fucked up, you want to help now because my dad's dying. But when my dad dies and my mom dies and the house goes to all 4 of us, you're going to be the first one sitting there saying, how much are we going to sell this house for? Because I want money, because I'm never going to die. I'm going to be here for until 120 years old, and I'm going to spend all your money. Bitch, you keep thinking that. That's why I don't like her. Because she has the most money out of all of us and she doesn't do nothing. She's so greedy. She's an Aries bitch. And Aries bitches are all greedy. They want everything for themselves. And that's how they are. A lot of them are like that. Not all, obviously, but the ones I know are. Yours pays 1,000 a month, but you didn't even do that. The lawyers did. Same thing with my sister. My sister didn't even want his money. My sister was paying for these kids, and so was I. We still pay for these kids every day. And he pays 2,500 a month. He pays, but my sister's lawyer got that money. He didn't want to pay that much, and my sister's lawyer said, "No, no, don't be stupid. I'm gonna get you money. Don't worry, because he has to pay. Fuck that. He made those kids. He has to pay. He's a millionaire. He has to pay. Fuck him." So now he pays for their school. He gives 25 a month. Now he just started 3 months ago, right? And he don't pay for nothing else. He doesn't pay for shit. And now he has to pay for their trips and everything because he signed the paper and now he has to pay. But it was because my sister threatened to take him to court. Because my sister threatened to take him to court, he was like, "Oh shit, if I go to court, I'm gonna pay like 5 grand a month. So fuck that." He settled it and he pays 25. But he wanted to go lower than that because he says, "I live here for free." He said that I live here for free and I don't do anything and I leech off my sister and him when he was living here. He had the nerve to say that I use their electricity. So I told my sister, I'm not even gonna respond to him because he's trying to get me to go to him and slap the shit out of him so I can go to jail for almost killing him. Because that's what he wants. He wants me to look guilty. See, when people like him, they say stupid lies and they say bad things about somebody, especially me, right? Because he knows that I will beat the shit out of him if I have to. And I don't care about going to no fucking jail because I probably know half the fucking people there anyway. And I don't want to go to jail. I'm not gonna ruin my reputation and have violent attack on my reputation because of some moron that's lying about me. But when you were living here, you would tell everybody that Mark is a godsend. Mark does everything. He's my favorite brother in law. Look what he did to my house. He did this. He did that. Mark is the best, man. He's been on his own for years. He did this. He did that. Oh, look, he tiled that. He did this door. He's the best electrician. He does my mom's house. He does my brother's house. He works at my business. He does this. He told everybody all these great things, but when he got a divorce and I threatened to beat the shit out of you, you go tell everybody that I'm living here for free. I'm a leech. I'm a piece of shit. I don't do anything. I sit home all day and do nothing. So everybody's like, huh? But you told us that Mark was the champion. He was the greatest. Oh, now he's no good now because he wants to beat the shit out of you for disrespecting his sister and your kids. So people know he's lying. So I told my sister, look, I'm not gonna put my hands on that guy. I'm gonna let God deal with him every day. Because whatever he says about me, I don't care. I really don't. Because you don't even know, like people don't know the truth. Like, you know. Sad thing is, Dan, I fed that bastard all the time. He would never tell it. He's already told the truth. You see what I mean? My whole thing is he already told the truth about me. But now he's lying because of what happened. See, he lost. So now it's like, let me bash Mark to see if he'll beat me up. Man, I don't care about you, you little twerp. He's not even half my size. He's like 110 pounds soaking wet. He's like a skinny stick. He knows, like he lived in fear. His last month of living here, he lived in fear. There was weekends where he left here and went to go to a hotel because he couldn't be here. Because he thought I was gonna kill him. Because I threatened him plenty of times. One day he had this little camera. He put two cameras over the other side where he was living at the time because he was separated from us, right? He was in the games room. Well, it wasn't a games room; it was like a bedroom, and bathroom. He was living over there because he was so scared, right? So he put a camera like this, right, on the floor. So when I walked in towards the garage, the camera will watch me, right? So I saw the camera when I went to take out the trash. So my sister says there's a camera on the floor. It's gonna watch you. You know, he put a camera there, and you know the nerve of this guy to put a camera here, thinking that we're gonna go to where he is to take something from him. I don't know what the fuck his problem is. I said, "Oh, there's a camera there. Oh, perfect." Because he doesn't want to talk to me and he's scared of me, I'm gonna talk to his camera. Ain't no lie. My sister said, "Please, Mark, don't start no trouble." I said, "No, I'm gonna talk to the camera because if he's gonna put a camera inside our house, that shows how fucking delusional and ignorant you are." And I said, "I don't care if I get in trouble." I went to the camera like this. I had they say this the camera. I went to the camera. I said, "Hey, buddy, you got a camera here. You're looking at us in your own house. You're looking at us acting like we need something from you, bro." I said, "If I want to, I'll go upstairs, break that fucking door, take everything in there, and there's nothing you can do about it because this house belongs to my sister. And as long as we're here, we're gonna do whatever we want." And I said, "By the way, bro, you better watch your back because I'm gonna call my boys and I'm gonna get them to torment you if you keep this up. So if I were you, I would pack your bags and leave because if you don't, something bad's gonna happen. And make sure you keep that baseball bat next to you and the other camera you got upstairs, you know, close to you because I might come, you know, in the night and I might, you know, rob you or beat you or might, you know, there's trees out the backyard. I might actually tie you up to one, you know, for the night. Nobody would know. So be careful what you say about me, bro. Anyway, bye. Have a nice day." And he never used that against me, you know, because if he would have showed somebody that shit, they would have probably bursted out laughing and said, "Mark is fucking sick." And my sister said, "He called me right after you did that thing. He called me and said, 'Tell your brother, watch his mouth. I'm gonna call the police. Matter of fact, I'm gonna call the police right now.'" And she told him, "If you call the police and you show him that video, you're gonna look like a punk in your own house." And Mark ain't joking when he says he's gonna do that shit. So if anything, you should watch out. Honest to God, about 2 weeks later, he was gone. He left. And I'll never forget, before he left, he called my nephews up to his place, and my nephew said he had a camera underneath his bed, video cameraman who came up into the room, and he had a big baseball bat next to him. And those guys came right over to my apartment and told me. And I laughed so much. They said, "Oh, Uncle Mark, you definitely scared that guy. He's scared like shades, but he's pretty much sleeping with a camera next to him and a baseball bat." And I said, "He's gonna need more than that because I'm gonna turn the camera around and beat him with his own baseball bat. I'll put him all over the internet. He'll go viral. Trust me. You ain't gonna come around here talk no shit to my sister and my nephews and me. You must be mental. You must got me fucked up, bro. No, no, no." And then because I did that, right? He never used that evidence against me because he knows he looks dumb. And see, that's illegal to put cameras inside your house without the consent of your wife. It's illegal to do that shit. You can't do that shit. If you're separated from each other, you're not supposed to be putting cameras in your home, right? Because so what we did is we said, "Yeah, you want to do that? No problem." I went on Amazon. I bought two cameras, right? I put one in my sister's bathroom window, and it's still there, and it faced the garage. So every time he came out of the garage and in the garage, we were videotaping him. And thank God we did because and the good thing about the camera is it had a SIM card thingy, like then it recorded shit. You can like put it on the on your computer. So my sister would get the notification that he's leaving or whatever, and the 2 days before he left, he got a big truck come here and took all this shit without my sister knowing. And he knew the camera was recording him, and he still did it, right? And that's what got him in trouble. is he illegally took things out of this house without the consent of my sister. And we took pictures of everything. And he had like these big Rubbermaid like plastic barrels, and he had zip ties on them so we wouldn't see what he took. So you know what I did? I went in there with some snips, snip, took the shit off, looked at everything, and some of it I left it alone, and then some of them I saw, some of them I didn't, and I took pictures of everything, and we sent it to his lawyer. We said, "This is what your client did. He took everything without us knowing. He took what do you call it? Uh, like what do you call that? Marriage property or something like that? Marital property or something? I don't fucking know. There's some term like uh oh yeah, and his horse shit story about cancer. Yes, he doesn't talk about his he doesn't talk about his medical condition no more. Yeah, it's like a marital like I can't remember the term that they use, but like it's like marriage property. Like you're still legally married, so you can't just take shit out of the house. And then he threw away like $20,000 worth of shit, and he even threw away stuff of his own kids. There was like this big blanket with both kids like on it, and he threw it in the trash. And there was like coffee mugs with their pictures on it. When they were a baby, he threw it in the trash. So when the kids saw that, they were devastated. They were like, and I was like, fuck of all things for them to see. But I'm glad they saw it because that's why they disowned him. Because he threw shit of his own kids in the trash. He's such a fucking piece of shit, man. That guy there, he's like, he's the devil in living flesh. That's what I used to tell people years ago that he was the devil. But nobody believed me. They were like, "Oh, I thought you guys were cool." I was like, "No, no." I said, "I'm only cool with him at home, but when I leave home, that's it. I just don't want my sister and the kids to like be mad at me for like not speaking to him and shit." But towards the end, things got very intense, like to a point where I was almost gonna beat the shit out of him. It got really close. If I would have put my hands on that guy, I probably wouldn't be here talking right now because I would have probably fucking beat the shit out of him. But it's not worth it. You know what I mean? I was always told, I was always told, like by people, to never use violence as your solution. Always use God as your solution. And that's exactly what I did. You know? I just kept my faith in God and said, God, please get this fucking guy away from me, man. Cause I really want to beat the shit out of him, and I don't really want to get myself in that predicament. I don't want to ruin my reputation, So anyway, God took him out of here. It's gonna be 2 years next week. Thank God. Was he dipping his wick before they got married? I don't know. To be honest, with him, you just never know. Like you know what I'm saying? He was one of those guys who was very um secretive, and you never knew. You never had proof on him until we never got proof of what he did until we actually did like the tactics to find the truth, like get our own cameras. Because see, my sister was always scared of him because he had money, see, and my sister didn't know any better shit. But because I took control of the whole situation, because I weren't about to see my sister go to some mental institution because of this motherfucker, and he was doing a lot of dumb shit. So I told my sister the only way we're gonna catch this guy doing anything is if we use his tactics against him. So let's go get some cameras. Let's do what he does. So he put cameras in the house. Now we're gonna do it. So we put cameras in the house, two cameras, and we caught him doing so much shit. And if we didn't do that, we wouldn't have got what we got, because it would have been he said, she said. And that's where he fucked himself, because he thought we were never gonna do it. See what I'm saying? So whatever he done before or after, what he's doing now, he lies so much that you're never really gonna know the truth. You know what I'm saying? Where we're never gonna know the truth. And he's so devilish that it's like you'll never really know what the fuck he does or what he said because he lies so much. It's like he's one of those people where he's so unpredictable. You'll never know like what really is the truth. Even if he says the truth, you like you doubt it. You're like, what? I don't even understand it. This is real, like But we got him good. We destroyed his ass mentally, and we took everything he had, which is good because he got his karma through us. And right now, I know he's mad. He's super mad because we got everything and he has to pay. So he fucked himself pretty much. But the only reason he fucked himself is because he thought he had power over us. And his mentality was like, I don't care if you're recording me. This is my house and I can take whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. He's that type of person that thinks he can do whatever he wants and gets away with it. But he's always talking about the law and what the law is, but you broke the law when you were here. You did all this bullshit and you fucked yourself. So he went through three lawyers during this 2 year divorce. He went through three lawyers, sorry, in 2 years. The first lawyer was good, and she was kind of making us pant and like throwing the law and see if like he was trying to get, but see he couldn't contain himself because he was losing every time. Even with that lawyer, even with the first lawyer, he lied to the lawyer so much that the lawyer said, look, you're not going to ruin my reputation with your lies. So you lied to me about how much this shit is and how much that shit is. And then she left him. And then she withheld all the paperwork. So he had to pay her to get the paperwork to give to the new lawyer. And then the second lawyer was like a bullshit lawyer, wasn't half as good as the first one. So the second one, it was just going downhill too. So after a couple months, the second lawyer said, "Look, I'm done with you. You gotta go." So then he had to go get the paperwork again and go give it to the third lawyer. And the third lawyer was so fed up with him that she almost left him too. But then she pretty much told him, "Look, you need to stop being stubborn. If you go to court, you're gonna get fucked. So you better settle now." So he ended up settling, and that's it. So now it's like pretty much all over. He agreed to all the things because he knows if he doesn't, he's gonna get burnt. So right now everything's quiet. But before, the last thing he said in that meeting was about me. Like he has an infatuation about me. Like he's always trying to get me mad to see if I would like beat him up or look guilty. But see, a lot of people don't understand. You hear me say on here many times, you have to manipulate your mind. I'm not manipulating your mind. I'm going to manipulate my own mind and make sure I tell my mind every day it's not worth going after somebody like that. Let them run their mouths. Just like my mom says, ignore ignorance. But it's so hard to because when people lie about you, you react, you get emotional. We're human beings, right? But if you manipulate your mind to stay calm and just laugh at the lies, you'll become the best version of a human being you can possibly become. And that's how I defeated him. I didn't feed into his lies like I usually do. Because back then I would have beat the shit out of him or threatened him like I did before. But then when the law got involved and lawyers got involved and all that shit, I said, okay, I'm gonna write a letter to his lawyer. I'm gonna defend myself. I'm gonna prove everything that I say is true, and I'm gonna fuck him over. And that's what I did. I wrote a long ass letter with receipts, invoices, everything. Because he claimed that I was here living for free, that my sister was money laundering money to me, and we planned a divorce. All these lies. And those lies cost him two lawyers and then a third lawyer because he lied so much that he got caught in his lies. And me and my sister kept proving that he was lying because a liar doesn't have proof. See what I'm saying? So he could never prove what he was saying. So me and my sister proved that he was lying. So we ended up winning because he lied so much. But like I said, I'm only sitting here because God gave me the strength to manipulate my mind to understand that it's not worth going to jail for, to getting a bad record for assault and beating some fucking little twerp that's lying. And what example am I gonna be for his kids and my nephews and my family? Because none of us, have that type of like, mentality to go fuck somebody up, because that's not the way to live. Because people who do that just show that they're weak. Even though sometimes a good kicking ass, could work. I mean, I hope somebody kicks his ass one day and does that to him because he deserves it. But I just don't want to be the person that does it. Even though I wish I could and get away with it, but yeah, it's a fucked up situation. But we're much better now than we ever have been. That's for sure. And I'm so happy for the boys and my sister and myself. Even the dog is like on cloud nine, knowing that he's not here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put a big steak on the grill. All right. Yeah. Marley, you said I left with the clothes on my back and just worked every day to get us somewhere to live. Yeah. Yeah. And that's how it goes, Marley. And that's why he's mad. When he comes into your room and he sees you making money and he knows you already have a job, he knows you got two incomes, and he sees how happy you are. He sees you laughing in your room. He sees you have people in there talking to you and having fun. That shit bothers a narcissist. It bothers a person who used to be with you because, like you said here, he's miserable. See, and he probably wishes he never got divorced. But that's the decisions you make. Your decisions ruin your own life. So fuck him, Marty. That's what I say. And for him to come in there and say stupid shit and it's to trigger you to make you look like a devalued person. They do the reason people do that is to trigger you to show a different character. And that's why people do what they do. People come in here and do it all the time too. They want me to break my character and go off on them. Hey, if that's what you want, sure. I'll show you a person that you don't want to fuck with then. And I'll roast you till there's nothing left. So if you want that life, that's cool. It's not a problem. That's what I did with my brother-in-law. I roasted him every day, extra crispy. And now he has nothing to say because he can't. And he's probably so mad that I have a new van. My sister's got a new car. We're enjoying this house. We're here. Everybody's happy. And he's not. He's got himself a dirty hoe. He works for his family. He works at a place he doesn't even like. He's always got problems, and he's got more problems to come because he committed one of the biggest sins in the world, and that's ditching your kids and not speaking to them and not dealing with them. Paying for them is one thing, but actually associating with them and taking care of them physically is another. And when you disrespect your children, you're disrespecting God, and your life is not going to turn out too great if you do that. Trust me, I know for a fact that is not a good thing. So, to all the baby mamas and baby daddies out there that neglect your children, and you think because you pay for them, that's all that you got to do. You keep thinking that. You'll see. Then when your life is all fucked up, don't say I didn't tell you so, because that's the worst thing you can do. You don't have to associate with the person you had children with, but you should associate with your children and take care of them. Even if the person you made the kids with, even if they're bashing you and talking shit, don't they let the kid find out for themselves. Let the kid do the thinking. They'll sort it out. They'll see who they want to be around. That's all. That's my advice. And some people are probably like, oh, you don't have kids, so you don't know. Yeah. I have more nephews than you have kids. And I raised those six of them. And I still deal with them till today. So you can't tell me no different. And I've lived next to both of them for 15, 16 years since they've been born. 17 years now. I've been taking care of those two kids. And they'll tell you that I take care of them more than their own father ever did, or their grandmothers and grandfather, all of them. I take care of those kids more than anybody. I'm with them more than their mother. While she's working right now, who's dealing with me? I take them to all their events. I do everything for them because they're like my own. That's why a lot of people they think, oh, because you don't have kids, you can't speak on it. That's what you fucking think. So go tell a teacher that doesn't have kids that's been teaching for years that she don't know nothing about children. But it's a sad world. It's a good world with sad people in it. Let me rephrase that. It's a beautiful world with sad people in it. People that are all fucked up. And people who don't give a shit about nobody but themselves. And it's very sad that people have the audacity to act like, I can make kids, but I ain't got to take care of them. Fuck them. Okay, no problem. You keep thinking that, then do what you want. You'll see where it's going to get you. Then when your life is all shitty, before you die, you're going to be like, I'm so sorry for everything I did. Yeah, it's too late now. Too late now. That hole is waiting for you. That 6 foot hole is waiting for you, bro. You'll see. You'll be in there soon. Still windy. I don't know if it's sprinkling still. It says windy conditions are 31 miles an hour. It's going down to 62 tonight, which is beautiful. And tomorrow morning, it looks like it's going to be raining again. Then it's going to clear up tomorrow afternoon. Looks like the weather's going to be okay. It's nice and cool in the 60s next week. That's beautiful. Good. I don't want to do summertime shit yet. That'll be nice going into May in the 60s. That's a miracle. That's good. I hope summer takes forever to get here. I don't want it to be hot. Can't stand the heat. This has been beautiful these past few months. 60s, no AC, low humidity. It's been beautiful. Nice and breezy. I'm not looking forward to AC and 80 something degrees temperature, almost 90. I don't want that yet. Ugh. Hey Tanya, how you doing, sweetie? You good? The crew was in here. I don't know if they're still here, but they were in and out. Brother Dan and Sister Marley. Now you're here. All we need is the rest of the crew, and we'll be good. I haven't seen Oda in a while. Actually, just reminded me. Let me see if she's been on Insta. Sometimes she comes on Insta and I'll see her on the chat. Let me see. It says she was active 2 hours ago. I don't like to bother her, but I know she's probably working and stuff. Sometimes she when she doesn't show up, it's because like she's very busy or she's on like a different schedule. I always tell everybody that. So when she's ready, she'll be around. Well, like I just said a couple minutes ago, you have to manipulate your mind to understanding and believing that only you matter. And when you understand that, your life will get better and better. All you gotta do is take care of yourself, and once you take care of yourself, you'll be able to take care of everybody else or everything else you need to take care of. It's actually a weird life to live after doing so much shit. Hey, there you go. See? Go pay a bill and take Phil's truck for a ride. That's good. While you're in the truck, talk to Phil, you know? Say that again. You have to manipulate your mind to taking care of yourself. And once you start taking care of yourself, everything else will work out. You'll be able to take care of others, and then life will feel weird after that because you're living opposite. Where you're constantly worried about everybody else but yourself. Belief is everything, you know. The sooner the better. The sooner you get it done, the better you'll feel. I know it's a process or a time frame or timeline or whatever the case may be, but sometimes you just gotta say fuck it and just do it. That's all. That reminds me of when we first had to deal with this house during the divorce, and my sister was like, "What the fuck are we gonna do?" And I'm like, "We're gonna be living here. We ain't going nowhere. We did all this work around this house. I ain't going nowhere. Fuck that. I love living here. Fuck that guy. He's gone. We're gonna keep this house. Fuck him. We'll find a way to stay here. We'll be fine." This house is a lot of maintenance to work on, but it won't be for too much long. I don't see myself here in another 10 years time. We'll probably sell the house and then go somewhere else. Something downgraded, lot less maintenance, a lot of less headaches. And then again, you never know. You just never know. Yeah, that's true. Well, whatever you can control, that's what you can do. So even if you have to write it down to see it's a reality, sounds good. I was telling everybody earlier, Tanya, that I went to lunch with my nephews and my oldest my nephew that's the older one, he paid for us to eat. We went to like a buffet place and he was like, I'll pay for you guys today. I was like, okay, cool. We always joke around and say it's child support Saturdays. Every Saturday, these guys buy me lunch and buy me dinner. Because I told them, I don't get no damn child support and I'm paying for you guys. So every Saturday, we joke around and they pay for me to eat. Hey, that's good. You know, exactly. But that's cool. I don't mind doing it. You know, my neighbor said to me, my neighbor said, you're a good son and God's going to continue to bless you. When she said that to me, I said, you're damn right, sweetheart. And that's the only reason why I do it. Because I know it's what God wants me to do. And he's put me in a different position. I wouldn't even say weird. It's just I live a different life now. Ever since my sister got a divorce, my life has been different. I feel like I also got a divorce too, you know, because he was a big problem. So when he left, we all got better, and now we just have to maintain the happiness. That's it. And my life is a lot better now. I rather do a lot for my family. Take my nephews places, pick them up, do whatever I can. I'd rather do that than be a miserable piece of shit, or be a bad person and work all day and all night just to pay bills and shit. So God put me in a better life. Yeah, it don't make sense giving up, Tanya. Don't give up. Never give up because there's always a plan. I know it's difficult and you can always talk to us when you're at your lowest point and we'll make you honest. We'll uplift you and make you feel like, that everything's gonna be all right, which I know it will be. But like I say, you have to tell your own mind that, you have to understand that with every death, there's a rebirth. And one thing that helped me through these past couple years is everybody who's passed away in my life, I now look at them as my spirit army team. So the more people that die, the more powerful I get. And that's how you got to look at it. Because you've had, you know, some hard deaths to deal with. And those people that have passed away in your life, they're definitely helping you because you're a good person, and they know that they need to help you because they know you need it. And all you got to do is ask for it and believe that you're getting helped. And if you do, then life gets easier. And some people say, oh, it's never going to be easy because they're not here anymore. But they are. Their spirit's never going to leave. Yeah, I say it every day. You know, my whole family's pretty much, there's only a couple of us left. Just my sisters and my mom, and my sisters, my brother, my mom, and my dad, and my nephews. My aunts and uncles are all gone pretty much. There's only two left out of like 10. And the ones that are left are the ones I don't even care about. They're nothing to me. All the good people I know are all gone. And when my friend committed suicide last year, February, that hurt me a lot, to know that he would do that, and to know that, it was no other alternative. I wish I could have saved his life. I wish I could have talked to him and talked him out of it. Or I wish I could have helped him in some way, but we don't know, see? I may be a psychic, but spirit ain't gonna tell me, hey, go save Michael's life before he fucking hangs himself and kills himself. The spirit don't say that to me, because if that was the case, I would love to have saved him. I would have loved to change his mind. And I want to change people's mind who want to kill themselves, because that's bullshit. You don't want to do that, man. And don't give up on your life. Don't resort to alcohol and drugs and depression. That's not a life to live. You gotta like motivate yourself every day, or and then people say, but how, how? It's called start all over, do everything that you want to do. Like, live your life. There's some people that want people to die so they can live their life. And there's some people who don't want the person to go because they'll miss them, and they want to die too, because my auntie said it the best. My godmother and aunt, she said, when her husband died 20 something years ago, she said, the only thing I don't agree that God does is when you're married, you should die together. And I said, well, I told my godmother, I said, well, that's something that God doesn't have control over. Because even though you're married, you're with somebody, but it doesn't mean you have to die together. I said, God's only going to guarantee one thing: you'll see each other one day again. And I have proof of that because I've seen that many times. And I saw it clear as day last year. Oh, 2 years ago. May will be 2 years my auntie died. The one that has the inheritance to give us that we still haven't got. I remember when she died on Mother's Day 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years next month already. And I never forget it. When my mom called me and said that she passed away, I was like, no way. And then I closed my eyes, and then there she was, hugging her husband. And she says, hi, Mark. We're together now. We're here. And I was like, okay. And he gave me my uncle gave me the thumbs up and said hi to me. And they were both really well dressed. Like how I saw them when the last time I saw them, they were very well dressed, and they were together hugging each other. And I was like, see, I have proof of it every time. So that's something that people have said since the beginning of time. We will meet again. And that's the truth. You will meet again. But until then, right? You have to tell yourself, look, I'm the one that's left behind. So you got to always put yourself in the other position. Imagine if you died and that person didn't. So you're the one. Imagine you swap places with Phil. Imagine how he would feel. See what I'm saying? So you always have to put yourself in the reverse role and say, if I was dead, then Phil would be devastated without me. And I wouldn't want that. So, you're gonna try and do things spiritually, or take on the responsibility of the spiritual. uh you're still with the person no matter what, but just in a spiritual way. And it's very different, but it's still real. It's still, you know, it's still there whether you like it or not. And when they are not happy, it's when you're not happy. And when they're okay with things, see, when a spirit, most spirits will never show me that they're upset if somebody, like, does certain things or gets rid of something, or spends this or does that. Like, they never really talk about materialistic things because they understand that those things are now in your hands. So they're never gonna be like, kind of like, no, I wouldn't say never, but some will have like a grudge, or some will be like, the fuck you doing? Because my auntie in Canada, in Toronto, when my uncle died last year, July, he had all these cool tools. He was a carpenter, but my auntie said she had to get rid of all the tools because, it's too much in there, and she needs like the money from it, and she would rather give it to people. But if he was alive, he would never do it because he don't want nobody to have his shit. He was the type of person that, you know, I don't want nobody to have my shit. And his birthday is on the 28th, I think. Yeah, I gotta ask my mom. I think it's on the 28th, his birthday. My uncle Manuel. And my auntie said, "Oh, if Manuel knew that I was giving away his tools or selling his tools, he'll be rolling over in his grave right now." And like, I was saying to myself, if only you knew. They don't give a fucking shit about that shit no more. They don't care. Some people don't give a shit, like, And what can you do? You can't do nothing. You can't say, "Hey, don't sell my shit," or "Don't give away my stuff." They don't really give a shit, to be honest, because there's nothing they can do. They can't enjoy those things anymore. There's no more physical and material enjoyment. You can just see it, but that's about it. So, like, a lot of people think that, people will get mad at those things, but a lot of the times they wouldn't even care. As long as it's benefiting their wife or their husband or their kids, or, shit like that. That's a different story. But, like I always said, like the story I told on here many times about my godmother, when my cousin, pretty much got her to sign her whole life away before she died. She kept everything, used all her money, used all her shit, and then, got a farm with all these goats, and all the goats got sick and they had to kill them all. So all the money that my auntie had, that my cousin spent, her and her husband spent, it went all to shit. So that's like spirit's way of saying, you disrespected me. So now when you spend our money or you use our shit, we're gonna destroy it because you didn't deserve it. Now, if you was a decent person, we could care less what you do with our shit. Or we would help you, with the things that we left. So that way you make the right choices. See what I'm saying? So so I can give you an example, Tanya, that what you're doing with your home right now, with you and Phil's home right now. If something's going wrong every time, then that means he's not happy with what you're doing. But if everything's okay and things are going right, that means he's okay with what you're doing. And even if, whether he is or isn't, there's always going to be that, and him in spirit will be like, you know what, whatever makes her happy, I don't care. If she wants to do this, go do that. And that's it. and he knows he's watching you every day. He sees you every day. So if he knows you're downsized and he knows you're getting, I remember the day I tapped into I had Phil in spirit not too long ago, and he was showing me the closet, and he was like, "Tell her she can give away all my clothes, all my shit. I don't care." He pretty much said it just like that. He was like, he was in the closet, and he was like, "Look, I don't care. She could give away all this shit. I don't care." He was like, "Yeah, tell her do whatever she wants. It's hers now." He had no care. He was just like, "Nah, I'm good. Tell her get rid of it. I don't care." And see, that's what I tell people. Like spirit don't care no more. They don't care what you do. It's yours. They left it in your hands. Now you deal with it. And that's it. And they'll help you find a way to get rid of it to make you happy, or they'll find a system or make a plan or nudge you in the right way to make sure you're okay with whatever's going on. So it's like it's like a you have to believe in all those things in order for it to happen. You can't be like mentally drained about it every day and say, "Oh, he would be so mad if I got rid of this, or he'll be so mad if I got rid of that." He's not going to be mad because he doesn't have emotions and feelings anymore. It's just a spirit overlooking you, saying, you know, they can show that they're upset through their physical presence, but technically they're it doesn't really work like that. Like they can show their emotions through their physical life of what they used to look like, and they can say that if I was see a spirit will say I'd be upset if she didn't do this and show their actual physical presence when they used to be in their physical life with an image. But technically they're not like that in real life. In spiritual form they're just they can see you, but their emotions and feelings are gone. They just want you to be happy. That's all. Sometimes I have to remember that. Sometimes I have to remember that's how it works. Oh yeah, of course. They want that when they're living too. You see, you just have to remember that whatever they wanted when they were, whenever they, you have to understand that whatever they wanted when they were living and in your life when they were living physically, they definitely want the same way spiritually. But remember that, like, while I see their images and what they used to look like and what they used to say or do, they're just showing me themselves as a physical presence, because the spirit part you won't be able to see. But when I see them, I see their physical presence, what they used to look like or what they used to say or do, or how they would do things, or how they would express themselves or whatever. But it's still seeing their physical presence, not their spiritual presence. But you can understand, it's just them talking about it. Well, that's good. As long as you have an understanding boss, because a lot of people don't understand what it's like. But that's the thing. Make sure you don't take advantage of that, and make sure like you continue to do your work, which I know you are, right? But just remember that, some people can understand and be, understanding and be nice and be cool, but they also want you to like understand that that they have a job to do too. A lot of people use things like that to their advantage. I'm not saying you are, but I know people that use their like their lives to do those things. And then again, spirit doesn't want you to like always like, dwell on them gone and all that. They want you to be happy and they want you to live your life and do what you have to do. But a lot of people don't really give a shit. They just keep using and using and abusing, and they just keep dwelling on things too much, and it makes it's hard. But everybody goes through it at some point in time. All right, Dan, take care, brother. I'll be back on tonight. I actually need to go do some stuff anyway too. I gotta get my ass out of here. I need to get some shit done. All right, Tanya. No problem. I'm gonna go talk. I'm gonna call my mom and see if she needs anything, and talk to see how my dad is. I haven't spoke to them since yesterday. No problem, Tanya. That's what buddies are for. Now I totally understand. I understand more and more every day how it is. So, you know, you'll be fine. Just go and have fun. Go pay the mortgage. Go for a drive. Go get your coffee. Treat yourself. Just do what you have to do. And I'll be back later. So I'll be back at some point in time. Alrighty, take care. Have fun.